What's going on, everybody? Hold on. Give me one sec. All right, there we go. Hey. What's going on, everybody? How everybody doing today? I have my uh, YouTube family on this side. I got my TikTok on this side. All right, you guys. Just so you guys know, in case you see me looking from side to side, I am not crazy. I promise. All right. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody said you've had a good week thus far. Once again, time's flying pretty quickly. We're already halfway through the week. Next thing you know, we'll be in the weekend. Next thing you know, we'll be on the weekday again. It's just like, let's just focus on. I think it's just like so much time where we can kind of only focus on what matters most. All right, like we're in a time frame where we honestly cannot, I guess, mess around with time. We can't mess around with time. So I hope everybody's having a great day today. I didn't hop on last week, but I am here today. It's gonna get a little warm in here probably, but nonetheless, we're here. We're here for it. I wanted to comment on this blood moon thing happening recently. How many of you guys heard about that? That there was supposed to be some kind of like blood moon last night. That was pretty crazy. I didn't. I got to look around for some videos. I think some people like took videos and stuff. I got to see um, what that looked like. But I'm sure it was interesting. I was trying to keep up with it. A lot of people were talking about it, saying how this specific blood moon is well, obviously it's one of the signs of the Son of God coming back and all that there. Um, and yeah, I think this year there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening this year. I think we should all look out for it, and just kind of like pay attention to the things that are happening around us more than ever. What's going on, John, man? What's going on? Much love, much love, much love. More than ever, guys, we are in some crazy times, so we know we got to pay attention, right, to everything that is happening around us. And okay, there's two factors to this, right? There's two factors. What it is, John? What it is, Julian? What it is, you guys? Welcome in, welcome in. Um, there's two factors, right? Nah, I'm not from India. I get that a lot, by the way. I'm not from India. I get a couple of things. I get India, Indian. I get Trinidad. I get all kinds of names. But nah, I'm. If you want to know my actual background, oh, Indiana, no, not from Indiana. Not from Indiana. I'm from Florida right now. I'm from Florida. Background is Haitian. I'm Haitian. A Haitian boy from Florida. From Florida. Alright. Now you good, you good. You good. Respects, my boy, respects. How's everybody doing though? As you guys come on in, hit that like button, hit that follow button, guys. How you got to 1 to 15? What's that? What's 1 to 15? Let me know what 1 to 15 is. Alright, so as you guys come on in, hit that like button, hit that follow button, guys, as we got some content coming through. I also just released some songs, guys. I'm just getting started. I released 4 songs recently. I'm working on an album right now, so that'll be coming really soon too. All right, so that's gonna be pretty big and fun. All right. I was saying something before. I'm gonna hop back to that. I was saying basically like with everything happening around us, right? All the craziness. There's two important factors. Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Yeah. It fluctuates. It fluctuates, John, bro. It fluctuates. So yeah, as you guys come on in, hit that follow button, hit that like button. Yeah, it fluctuates. It goes crazy. It goes up, down. It goes all kinds of numbers. That's just how the algorithm works. How when it's like all around the world, that's how it is. So yeah, guys. Um, as everything's happening around us, guys, there are two factors we gotta look at, right? Two factors. We gotta look internally and we gotta look externally, right? So what does that mean? We have to pay attention to the things that are happening around us, yes, but it is also important that we work within ourselves too, guys. It's important that we work on ourselves. That's a huge importance that a lot of us overlook. When we work on ourselves, it attracts people to us. All right, it attracts people to us. It makes people like you more, and this is how you're also able to find, let's say, your spouse or things of that nature. You're able to find a partner by working on yourself. A lot of people lack the part of working on themselves, which hinders you from moving forward with any other area of your life. All right, so it is highly important that we do work within ourselves. We work on ourselves. Pay attention to what's going on outside in the world, but also let's start working on ourselves. All right, I just wanted to throw that little detail out there. Hugely important. So real quick, guys, I don't want to make this too crazy long. All right. So today's video, I want to go over, well, okay, because there was who knows about the red moon, the red blood moon that just happened. I guess they say it happened last night. I didn't get to see it. I don't know if you guys got to saw it, but if you guys got to see it, but I'm sure there are like videos out. I need to do like some digging and see like if they got any videos of it out there. If they do, I'm gonna definitely check it out. But I figured since that happened, the whole blood moon thing, I figured a good video for today would be kind of like covering, and which is basically the 10 Commandments. All right, I figured because the blood moon happened, a good video to follow after it would be the 10 Commandments. I saw that. I'm like, I think the 10 Commandments would be perfect to talk about, because basically it's what the 10 Commandments are is basically God's rules, lines of order, rules that he would like for us to follow. All right, so with the little blood moon thing happening, it's kind of like a sign too, it's like a sign. So with the sign happening, it's only right that we know which way to go. Like, I think it's important that we are guided in the right way. Like, we need guidance. So the best way to go is basically knowing what God wants out of us, what God expects out of us, so that way we stay out of trouble with him, we stay away from the devil and his schemes, and we just stay in like right standing in like our own lives and moving forward. You feel me? So basically today I'm gonna keep it strictly the 10 Commandments. I want to go over the 10 Commandments with you guys, and moving forward we'll see how that goes. Appreciate the love, guys. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, guys, as I got more on the way. All right, so let's go into it. Let's get into it. Today is the 10 Commandments. It's gonna be fun. 10 Commandments. All right, so you will find the 10 Commandments in Exodus 20. In the Bible, it's found in Exodus 20. Give me 1 second. All right. There's a little lag on this part here. Hold on 1 second, guys. I got a little lag. It's lagging. I got bad connection. One sec. This ain't nothing new. Give me 1 second, guys. Yes. All right, 1 second. Let me go back. Try this again. I got like really bad signal where I'm at, so I'm gonna try to run through this. Let me change this up real quick. Sorry about that. 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right, I think that's it. I hope that should do it. All right, here we go. All right, let's see how it works this time. Hopefully, it's better signal. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Let's see. I think we're good. All right. Yeah. All right. We on. We're on. All right. Welcome back. So let's move forward, guys. So sorry for the delay on the last one. Moving forward, we are talking about the Ten Commandments, right? So on this one, we're talking about the Ten Commandments, and you can find the Ten Commandments in the Bible in Exodus 20. All right. So Exodus 20. I'm going to read from verse 1 all the way to 20. So Exodus 21 through 20. These are the Ten Commandments. These are what God it basically tells us that He would want us to do. He wants out of us to do. Regulations that He wants us to follow. Okay? Alright, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Exodus 20, verse 1. Let's take it from the top. Take it from the top. And God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Okay? And then he goes on to say, you shall have no other gods before me. Okay, so this is the first one. This is the first one. First commandment. He says, this is pretty serious too. He goes, you shall have no other gods before me. Now, what does that mean? No other gods before me? Because that can be expanded in a lot of different ways, actually. Basically, and what we perceive as from reading this alone, a lot of us can think of this and look at it like, okay, we're not supposed to go worship any other entities, deities, things like that. Just by me saying that alone, I'm sure you guys probably already thought about other religions and how they already got, what they got going on. I ain't gonna come from no religion. I ain't gonna say nothing about what they worship. God strictly says what He says. If you don't want to listen, you don't want to listen. But He's very strict and straight to the point about what He wants us not to do. And He says here, you shall have no other gods before me. So if you find yourself in a religion and you're worshiping another god other than God Himself, you're already in error. You in a big whoopsie. All right. You need to turn around, and you got to go back in another direction, in the right direction. All right. Now I want to add on to this too, right? It says don't worship other gods, right? Now some people will think other gods as just like deities and entities, right? It's more than that, actually. When it says don't worship other gods, that can honestly be anything. It don't worship anything over God. Some of us, we worship friends over God. We worship substances over God. These can be gods to us if we're not careful. If we put these things a little too above us, they're considered our God at that point because we worship them. Money is another big one. How many people do you know that love money, overly love money? You're greedy for money. That can be someone's God, by the way. That can be your God if you're not careful. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's things like that people don't really think about. It goes over our heads. Money can be your God. Let's be careful not to make money your God, because especially with money, once you make money your God, what does that mean? That means for any just for the right amount of money, you can be bought for anything. That means you'll do almost anything for money. You'll sacrifice your own people for money. That's how serious it gets. You will sacrifice your own people, your own family, your own friends for money. I personally don't want to do that. I don't know whoever's watching this. I don't know if you're into that. You don't want to do. That's not something you want to play with. That's actually quite miserable. It's very, very miserable. Appreciate the love, guys. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, guys. I love y'all too. Alright? Love y'all too. Hit that like button, hit that follow button. So, yeah, it's important that we do not follow after anything else above God. And like I said, it can be objects, material things, things that we don't think about. Alright? Hold on, I'm reading something real quick, you guys. Always has his hands in the pocket. You don't want to mess with that. Hey, I mean, I don't know. I'm from the hood. I am from the hood, so you know. I, put it like this: a person that's from the hood that loves God, I want to say is probably some of the most dangerous people you don't like. They're kind of like the most dangerous people, basically, because like we already came from a place where you don't want to mess with us because we don't play that. But at the same time, like let's say now you found God, you're trying to, your heart is in the right place. You're pretty much a good person, but you still don't want to mess with the person. You get it? Like that's pretty much what it means. Like you're not a soft person at the same time. You're not still somebody to play with. Like you can turn up if you need to. Let's just say that. So yeah, I like that comment. That was funny. All right, let's continue, guys. Let's continue. All right. So the next point, other than the next point. Nah, I don't have either one, bro. I ain't got neither one. You funny though. Yeah, hit that like button, hit that follow button, y'all. You funny though. I like your personality. You funny. All right, let's go. The next point on the commandments, right? It says, "You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth." Oh, we talking about the Ten Commandments. We're talking about the Ten Commandments. We're on the second one already. Ten Commandments. I'm on the second one already. I'm gonna reread it again. "You shall not make for yourselves a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth." All right. Okay, and then it goes, "You shall not bow down to them nor serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments." All right, let's break this one down. What's going on, Vince? Bible, I am not Christian. Yeah. Nah, I feel you, bro. What's going on, Vince? But I'm atheist, but still listening. I like you, bro. I like you a lot. You should still follow me. Hit that follow button, bro. I like the fact. I respect what you just said, by the way. I respect that. I'm the kind of person. Obviously, I'm not the kind of people that I don't force like anybody's hand to listen. But I like the fact you said that. Respect, bro. Respect. But follow me so you can hear me out more. So you can hear me more. All right, let's keep it going. So basically, guys, on this section here, right, where it says to not make any carved image. This is a big one that we definitely see a lot happening around us, right? What does it say? It says, "Do not make any carved images and worship them." This is a tough one because we see a lot of us kind of dipping daddling in this area, and once again it says don't make any carved images. It don't matter what it is, right? So I have a really big question I want to ask you. On this one part here. What's the number one image that is carved, basically created to be like an image, and we worship it? And this section specifically says to not do that. What's the number one image that we all can probably come to our minds right now and think, all right, what's the number one image that the world is worshiping after? What's the number one image? Think about it. Think about it if you need to think about it for a while. But let me know. Let me know your thoughts, if anything. What's the number one image that we are worshiping that we're not supposed to be actually? The Bible says to not worship, don't make any carved image, and don't worship after anything. What's still the number one image that you guys see that people are still worshiping after? I got two images in mind, and I'm gonna tell you right now in a second. I'm gonna see if you guys come up with it first. All right, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. I gave you a little bit of time to think about it. All right, the two images. So worshiping a carved stone like that, pretty much, bro. Yeah, yup, pretty much. I'm gonna drop two. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop two jewels right now that even people in Christianity probably don't know. Even people who are considered Christians who try to follow God, even a lot of them, I'm sure, even don't know. I'm all right. Let me tell you what it is. Two. Uno y dos. One is the I'm trying to see which one I'm gonna start off with first between the two. Okay, let's start off with this one. One is the image of who? The Son of God. The image of the Son of God. Jesus. Now, let me ask you this question about this. What does the image of the Son of God that we all see in the world, what does it look like? What does his image, what does it depict? What does it look like? Caucasian man, light skin with long hair, right? Now, in the Bible, it actually gives us a better and actual description of how Jesus looks, by the way. And the description that the Bible gives us does not match. Hey, there you go. Exactly, Vincent, bro. We don't. Exactly. We don't worship that picture. See? Exactly my point. The Bible gives us an actual description of how Jesus really does look. So, and the Bible says he has like hair like wool. You know what wool is? Wool is like a sheep's hair. The image that we see today in the world with long hair, the long hair, light-skinned Jesus, that's not wool. That's why this specific section of the Bible, of the commandments, right? It's white like wool, and that's why this section of the Bible, it comes into play where it says to not create our own images to worship, because man can easily deter us from the truth. Like that, you are saying, haha, there it is. So that is a lie. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, you hit it on the head. Pretty much. I don't have to say any more than that. The picture of Jesus hanging on the cross, yes, it is wrong. To be straight to the point, it's wrong. It is wrong. Yes, it is. It's wrong. Just to get straight to the point, yeah. You're absolutely right. It's a lie. Okay, so to give you more of a detailed description on who that image is actually, and you can actually Google this. I want to encourage you guys to look this up yourselves. Google it. The image is look up Caesar Borgia, or Borgia, however you pronounce this. I don't even follow him. That's how you know I can't pronounce the name properly. Look up Caesar Borgia or Borgia, and you'll see the origins of that picture. The origins of the current Jesus that you see today, that's where they get the idea from. The Greeks back in the day, let's just say the Greeks, they created so much modern things today that we follow that is not accurate to the actual Bible, by the way. The Greeks are responsible for creating a lot of these things, even the image of Jesus himself. So that's something we gotta look into. All right, that's why the Bible tells us to not just follow after any images, any carved images, even the image of Jesus that they put out. You see how sneaky even the devil can be. You see how sneaky the devil can be if we're not careful. Even something good, the devil will take. You just looked it up, right? Exactly. Even something good, the devil will take to try to pervert it and make it bad. The devil's always looking out to do something like that. The description in the Bible of Yeshua is him in his transfigured state. So Yeshua wasn't black, he was brown, like Middle Eastern. Definitely Caucasian. Definitely not light skinned. Not the Caesar Borgia image that we see today. Correct. Alright. So I'm gonna move forward actually. Yeah, you guys are on point. You guys are on point. Let's move forward. So by that alone, once again, before I move forward actually, we know not to worship after any images. I mean, that's just the image of Jesus alone. I don't have to go out, I don't have to say anything else about, you know, how you see other cultures, they worship like animal images, like the elephant and the donkeys and the bears and the lions and the tiger, like all that's out of whack. You're not supposed to worship any of that stuff. All right? I don't care what religion, what race you are. You're not supposed to be worshiping anything like that. All right, let's move forward. The next part says, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Now this can also mean a lot of things. When it says don't take God's name in vain. This could mean calling God other names. This could mean using God's name, and let's say, which a really popular one is when people like, when you curse, right? When you curse and you include God's name inside of it. That's a really popular one. Don't say for, I'm gonna give you an example. You know how people be like, G, and then they say the D word right after. They use God, and then they use the G word, not G word, the D word. Obviously I'm not gonna say it. You guys can pretty much put two and two together. I think it's my Muslim. If I keep saying that, I don't care about it. Also, I hear that there is also, there's a lot of common things like prophets in Islam, Judaism. Just being curious. Sure, what is a prophet? Is my Muslim friend keeps saying that, educated about it. Also, I hear that there are common things like prophet in Islam, Christian, Judaism. All right, so I'm gonna answer this one real quick. I'm gonna answer this question real quick. So my good friend here says, can you say in short what is a prophet? My Muslim friend keeps saying that I decay about it. Also, I hear that there is also a lot of common things like prophets in Islam, Christian, Judaism. Just being curious. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little quick point on this real quick. Two points I want to make on that comment. One, I'm gonna break it in two parts. I'm gonna mention the second half first, the second part, and I'm gonna come back to the first part. So the first part where you said that there are a lot of things in common from the prophets in Islam, Christian, Judaism. Let me start with that. No. I'm gonna say that there. How do I say this? Okay. What other religions and what people who started those religions, what they wanted to do was they wanted to feed off of the one true religion, right? They wanted to create commonalities. They wanted to make it seem like there were similarities. But what they also wanted to do was diverse and create their own lane. No, no, no. You're not offending me, bro. You're not offending me at all. I never. No, no, no. Trust me. I understand the question. I'm only answering it directly. I'm not. There's no offense here. Trust me. You good. We all friends and family out here. All right. Um, hit that follow button. Matter of fact, I like your vibe, bro. You cool. You cool. Um, so basically, right? What happens is because me, I like to look at the origins of things when everything first created, when everything first happened. So all these other religions, what they basically try to do is they try to basically copy off the one true religion, right? They try to copy off the one true religion, and what they do is they try to create somewhat similarities to make people kind of confused, in a sense, to confuse the people. One, because they lack originality themselves. So if they lack originality, what do they have to do? They have to take some of the story from the original. They take a lot of the similarities. That's where the similarity comes in at. It's not like they created the story themselves. No, they took from the original. All right? And so because they didn't have their own story. So what they have to do is they have to take from the original story, create their own narrative, create their own religion, and therefore then they start going in their own direction and saying, "Oh yeah, now this is our own religion." No, you got it from one religion and you created your own religion. That's how other religions work. All right, and well, actually, that's how the devil works too, by the way. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, there are no similarities as far as how it's supposed to be. These other religions, they just copy. It's all a copying of of God's one true religion. Correct. Yeah. But they put their own stamp on it to create their own, which makes it anti-God. It makes it anti-God. Once even if you take something from God originally, you corrupt it to make it your own. God's no longer a part of that, and that's what they did. That's how you have a lot of these other religions. They all had to start from somewhere. All right. Now there are religions out there that obviously they didn't start from God's religion, by the way. They started from their own evil, corrupt ways, but they started evil. They started evil. They didn't get it from God. They just started evil. They doing their own weird kind of sacrificing. That's a whole different story. And then actually, let me answer the first part, and then I'm gonna move forward from there. Okay, so the first part you asked me, what is a prophet? Okay, so yes, like Satanism, correct? Like Satanism, they created their own thing. They didn't copy that from God. They created their own thing. That's just pure evil. They started from their own dirt, and that's just what it is. We already know we don't mess with that. We don't mess with that. So as far as what's a prophet, right? So to answer that part, what is a prophet? A prophet, I want to say, is basically a person who's considered a mouthpiece for God. You're basically a person that you're a person that God uses to bring His word to the people, to the land. That's what a prophet is. That's what he does. I mean, there can be other areas that the prophet can do, other things, more spiritually based, but that's like the basis factor of what a prophet is supposed to be. A mouthpiece for God. Somebody who speaks God's word to the people. Whether it's by warning, whether it's by teachings, things of that nature. All right, so that's what a prophet is. So, I mean, and that's another deception right there by itself. When other religions claim being prophet, you're automatically out of the picture if you're claiming a different religion. Because if you're in certain religions and God is not a part of that religion, You can't say you're a prophet of God at that point. You're no longer a prophet of God. You're excluded from that. People, that's the thing. People like to force the idea, and it's unfortunate that a lot of people are raised into other religions, and obviously you can come out of those religions. It's not like you're forced to just stay in the religion, but people stay. You're forced. You're raised in a religion, in a lot of those practices, but you can still come out of it. It's not like you're stuck forever. You can come out and follow the true way. All right. So, and once again, people get it confused. Oh, just because they're in certain religions, they like to force the idea that they're prophets. They want to force the idea that they're prophets. You're not a prophet if you don't follow the one true God. It's just that simple. You can't follow other guides and be like, I'm a prophet. No, you're not a prophet. You're probably a prophet for evil. You're a prophet for the evil God or whatever you got going on, but you're not a prophet for the one true God. All right, so let's move forward. Let me leave it like that there. Let's move forward, guys. All right, the next point that I have here is this is a good one. Oh man, I can't wait to touch on this one. All right, bro. Most def. All right, so let's see. Here we have the next part is remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the 7th day is a Sabbath of the Lord, your God. In it you shall do no work. You nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested on the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. This is a big one. This is not just a big one. I want to say this is honestly the biggest one. I'm gonna tell you what I mean why I say that. This is probably like the biggest commandment of them all. Or let me see. Let me double check. This is just about the biggest commandment of them all, right? I'm gonna tell you why I say that. The Sabbath day is huge, not only to us, it's supposed to be huge to us, but it's huge to God, right? Now, what is the Sabbath day supposed to represent? The Sabbath day is supposed to basically represent God's relationship with us. It's supposed to connect him to us. It basically puts a stamp to let him know that we are his people. Now, a reason why I say this is important, let me tell you something. Now, so far, the entire time, you've heard me say Sabbath day and 7th day, right? But you never actually heard me say a specific day just yet. The reason why this is so important, and I'm going to tell you this too, the devil also knows that this day is important, by the way. The devil knows. Why do you think? This is going to hit a lot of people, by the way. It's going to hit you like pretty solid. Because a lot of people are probably not ready for this part. But I'm going to say it anyway because I have to say it. My name ain't truth for nothing. Alright, hold on. The Sabbath day, right? We all know the Sabbath day to be on what day? we all know the Sabbath to be on. It starts with an S. Sunday. Right? We know the Sabbath day to be on a Sunday. Now, the reason why I say the devil knows this as well is because another significant piece to the Sabbath day, there's two things to that. One, God wants us to rest on a Sabbath day. Rest from all the work, all the craziness and everything, right? Not just us, but everybody that lives with us. The other portion to the Sabbath day that is important is that it says that God blessed that day. He blessed that day. He blessed that day to be holy. He blessed that day for us to find blessings in that day. But now I had a question for you. What happens if that day is changed into a whole nother day? What do you think would happen? Do you think that these rules that God placed can still be applied or no? Matter of fact, let me tell you what a lot of people say and what a lot of people do. A lot of people, what they say and what they do is they say, which I'm gonna say, actually, it is an error. It's not right. It's an error. And this is what they say. They say all you gotta do is pick one day out of the week and give it to God. That's not what God said. It's very, very specific. It said that God, he worked 6 days straight, and then he rested on the seventh day, and he blessed the seventh day. That's strict. It's not saying you can pick your own day. That's not what it says. So that's telling you that he specifically did pick one day. He did pick one day. But now, once again, if the devil knows that God picked one day to bless us, and he tries to tweak that and change that, which he has, by the way, you guys can actually do. I want to encourage you guys to do some digging on this as well. I do a lot of digging. That's why I can tell you. Why. That's why I can tell you a lot of things that I'm telling you. I do a lot of digging. I encourage you guys to look this up. Look up who is Constantine. Look up Constantine and look into what he did. Look up the name. You can Google it. Google Constantine and what did Constantine do? That alone. That's when it originally started. So basically, what happened here is, hey, what's going on, Key? What happened is, because me, like I said, I like to look at like the beginning when things originally happened, right? So what did Constantine do? Constantine, he basically picked the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity. Yeah, okay, there you go. You already said it. There you go. There you have it. There you have it. I love it when someone else comes up with the message. So, this is what I don't want to misspell your name. Nithish. This is what Nithish said. Nithish said Constantine is the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity. The first Roman emperor to convert into Christianity. Now let me tell you something about that right there. I'm going to pause and I'm going to zoom in on that. At first, I'm going to tell you my thoughts about that. At first, I thought that was a good thing. I'm like, dang, that's so awesome. Look at this Roman emperor trying to do right, do good, trying to bring people together, this and that, right? I was highly mistaken. That is not what he was trying to do. He was still wicked in his ways. He wasn't trying to actually change. What he was really trying to do was basically combine the two, Roman with Christianity. He was basically, in that time, he was basically trying to kill off a lot of God's people, killing them all, trying to take them down, things like that. But what he noticed, when he realized, is that anytime and every time he tried to take, like unalive people, more people will just rise up in their place. So basically what it means is he realized he couldn't actually take Christians out by force. So he tried to be more sneaky like and changing things from inside. You know how they say you can't beat them, you join them? That was his way of doing it. He tried to corrupt it from inside out. Instead of trying to physically take you out of the picture, now he's going to corrupt you from within. Which is quite evil. That means you are deliberately going up against God. You are like, that's evil. You're going up against God, like point blank. So that's what he did. Now fast forward, do you believe the Messiah is a regular person or is it Jesus Christ to you? I like that question. All right, so Jolly says, do you believe the Messiah is a regular person or is he Jesus Christ to you? I want to say the Messiah is Jesus. The Messiah is Yahusha, the Son of God. As far as a regular person, I wouldn't say a regular person. I wouldn't say it's anything regular about him for what he came to do for us, in the world. He came to, guide us and get us back right with God. I can't say that's a regular person. I wouldn't say that's a regular person. I would say he's human flesh. If that what you're trying to say, yeah, he's flesh. He's definitely flesh. You got to be flesh to do that. All right, so let me move forward. My battery's looking low. I don't want it to die on you guys. Let me kind of speed up a little bit. So basically, okay, so I want to kind of capitalize on the Roman emperor, right? So now, fast forward, what the Roman emperor did, right, guys? He infiltrated Christianity, and what he did was he changed, because the original Sabbath day, the seventh day, was supposed to be on Saturday. What he did in this time frame was he combined the Catholic Church, and Christianity, and he changed it from Saturday to Sunday. He changed it from Saturday to Sunday, so that way we wouldn't know what the true Sabbath day was. Now remember how I told you God picked a specific day to bless us, and he told us not to work on that specific day. So if the devil made his henchmen change the Sabbath day, what do you think? How do you think that affects us today? Think about that. A lot of us don't think about it because we don't think about it. We just don't think about it. But if one of the devil's henchmen changed the actual Sabbath day by one day, it throws everything off. It throws our blessings off, by the way. That's generally what it means. The day we're supposed to be resting more, because if you look at Saturday, what do you see happening on Saturday the most? People are the busiest on the see how turned around it is now? We're supposed to be technically resting on Saturday. But because of how the Roman emperor did what he did, fast forward today, you see it looking the way that it does. Now Saturday has become the busiest of days. Everybody's moving around, doing this and that, making transactions, buying, selling. You're always moving. And it makes us lose our blessings, because God blessed a specific day. All right, let's move forward, because we got a few more we got to touch on. My battery's looking low. I don't want it to die. Definitely don't. All right. So we're looking good, guys. Let's keep moving. So once again, that's a Sabbath day, guys. The Sabbath. I can't even speak right now. The Sabbath day is the seventh day, which is Saturday. It is actually Saturday, not Sunday. Just to leave, in case you guys are wondering. Once again, do some digging, do some research. You'll see what I'm talking about if you need to. All right, let's move forward. The next point is Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. This is another big one, by the way. God says we should honor our mother and our fathers. Why? So that way we can live longer, live more of a blessed life. Thought I saw a comment. All right. So God wants us to honor our mother and our fathers so that way he knows that we can live a longer and blessed life, guys. So you can live longer and live more blessed. That's why he wants us to honor our mothers and our father. All right, let's move forward. That one's pretty simple. I don't have to go too much into detail with that one. I mean, I will say a lot of us are not honoring our mothers and fathers, but that's a whole, we ain't got to go into all that. We know that. We know what we got to do to fix things. That's just pretty much it. Okay. The next one is, you shall not. How many of us, I don't want to say how many of us do this because I don't want to know your business. I'm sure some of us coming from places, and we're all trying to get right in the future, things of that nature. This one says, you shall not murder. This is a part of the rules. Thou shalt not murder. Don't commit murder. Like I said, I'm not going to ask us how many of us have fallen under this category. I don't want you to put your business out there like that. I ain't going to do that to you. I'm sure some of us have done it by accident. Some of us have even honestly not done it by accident, but we kind of like in the future we come to realization that okay, those things were not good. So I need to change my life around. And that's good. That you came from some certain places and you now want to actually change your life and get right. That's good. All right, I honor that. That I honor. You came from a dark place, but you want to change that. I honor it. That means obviously don't do it again. We are not to be murdering people. That's just not humane of us. That's not humanity. We're all human. That's basically the same as you taking your own life. You're murdering your own kind. And it's not just humans, by the way. It's animals too. It's animals. It's other, it doesn't have to be just humans. Just don't murder. Okay? Pretty simple. The next point says, the Roman Emperor was split into Western and Eastern. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. I think, yeah, there were a lot of divisions happening, certain parts in history, and the Roman Emperor, he played a huge part, a huge role in the division of of religion and things like that. Like he messed a lot of things up. We just got to get right. That's really what it is. All right. The next point, right? I have, you shall not commit adultery, guys. You shall not commit adultery. That's the next point. You shall not commit adultery. We know what adultery is, right? Idolatry and adultery, people get those two things confused. Adultery is more of sexual pleasures and things of that nature, outside of marriage and things like that. Idolatry is you worshiping after idols, like American Idol, things like you see in a title where it says American Idol. But adultery is more of committing sexual sins outside of marriage. A lot of us have done this, and there is always room for grace. There's always room for grace. That means we've come from a bad place. As long as you want to change from all of that, you don't want to do it no more. You realize what it is. You're trying to change your ways. God sees it, he recognizes it, he'll give you grace. He'll forget your past sins, move forward, everything will be good. It's that simple. But you gotta move forward with not wanting to do those same things. That's really what it means. Alright? You gotta move forward with not wanting to do the same thing. What's going on, Shay? I see you. Alright? Alright, let's move forward. Let's move forward to the next point. The next one says, you shall not steal. How many of us have stolen something? I think I might have done a few things back in the day. I was never really a big stealer. But I'm trying to think if I even done it though. Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah. Yep. I remember. I won't share the story right now. Maybe in the future I'll run it by you guys. But yeah, we've all done these things. You know, we've all done something in the past. We've all done We've all done a lot of things that the Ten Commandments say not to do. You know, and from there, it's best that we change from that. Don't steal. It's just that simple. Don't steal. If it's not yours, don't take it. No matter what it is. No matter what it is. I'm not even talking about just objects. Don't steal your friends, stuff. No one should be stealing anybody's husbands and wives, things of that nature. Like, there's a lot of things that we can go into. Don't steal. Just don't steal. All right. Let's move forward. You shall not bear false witnesses. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. What does that mean? Even an idea. Hey, I don't know. Now that's a really good one, by the way. Ping King, 300. Now that's a really good point. I like that. That's something a lot of people don't even think about. But that is something a lot of people. I mean, everybody who you see. Look at a lot of these artists. Every artist in the world you see, they've taken ideas and created into their own. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, everybody has definitely taken ideas. I mean, hey, some people can call it. They can call it. You can call it that. That's kind of like you take an idea from somebody. That's how a lot of people get their inspiration. They take ideas. Yeah, they take ideas. You can label that how you want to label it. I ain't gonna say not to label it anything, because that can definitely go in both directions. I feel you on that. I feel you. I like that though. Oh, hit that like button, guys. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button, guys. I got some more content on the way. And I just dropped 4 songs. I just dropped some songs. I got more songs on the way. I'm working on the album, by the way. But let me move forward, guys. Move forward. All right. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. What does that mean? Don't bear false witness against your neighbor. That means we are supposed to follow God, right? What does God wants us to do? He wants us to follow nothing but the light and truth. So anything that's fake, false, not real, not accurate, he's against that. So let's say, for example, let's put 2 neighbors in the mix. Let's say the neighbor to your right, they are upset at another neighbor for some reason. We don't know what reason. And here you come into the picture, you want to push the subject further. And let's say what the neighbor is mad to the other neighbor about is not true, but you want to be a spectator, and you come into the mix and you push it forward. Hey, yeah, he did that. You're trying to boost it. You're boosting it so that way he can like be more mad at the other neighbor that it did not happen. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's being a false. That's what's called being a false witness. You're a third person, a third party, and you're lying. To be honest with you, if you look at the court system and everything around us, you can say the system it falls under this category. Because a lot of the court system, what they do is they do lie a lot. and they try to back up the people who are lying further. God don't like that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna go past that. If you work in the court system at all, or you've been backed up by the court system, you've been lying, this and that, God don't like ugly. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's move forward. My battery's running low. I don't want to down you guys. Okay. The next. Okay, this is the last one. This is the last one. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. So this is pretty much saying it's kind of like stealing, but it's not even. It's basically like the level before stealing, right? So before you steal, what goes on in your heart? You want it. That's what this is saying. It's saying don't want after those things. Don't want after your neighbor's wife. Don't want after the material thing that your neighbor has. Don't want after anything, actually. Anything that you see the neighbor have, don't want after it. Because once you start wanting after it, that's the first level. That means it can grow, and anything else can it can basically escalate past that. That's how a lot of you hear a lot of stories of murder things happening, crimes happening, things of that nature, because first it started with a jealousy, or it started off of I want what they have. I want that too. That's called covet. Don't covet. God don't want us to want after other people's things. So before you even actually commit the crime, he says don't even want it. Just stay in your lane, he gonna bless you. It's that simple. Alright. Now, that's pretty much all the 10 commandments, guys. I'm gonna read the last 2 verses and I'm gonna close this out because my battery is on 5%, and I hate it when this thing dies out on you guys. I don't like that. So alright, the last 3 verses says, this is what the last 3 verses. Now all the people witnessed the thunderings, the lightning flashes, the sound of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they trembled and stood afar off. Then they said to Moses, you speak with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die, or unalive. And Moses said to the people, do not fear, for God has come to test you, and that his fear may be before you, so that you may not sin. Alright, so to basically clarify this part, Moses was the person, he was the middleman speaking to God for the people. And the people were pretty much afraid to speak to God. So Moses was the translator, he was the middleman. And then Moses goes on to say, don't be afraid. God does the things that he does, or he has these 10 commandments in place so that we stay away from sin. It's really that simple. God wants us simply to stay away from sin, guys. It's just that simple. And that's why he gave us the basis of the 10 commandments. These are the base factors. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. I want to keep it short as possible. Like I said, my battery's going low. I don't want it to die out on you guys. I'm gonna leave it there. You guys are awesome and amazing. Love you guys a bunches. Appreciate the love and support. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like and follow button. Hit that subscribe button, so you can get notified whenever I go live or when I create content. And I have some songs that I'm working on. Like I said, I got an album that I'm working on. I just released a few right now. Check them out. And I got more on the way, like I said. So Appreciate the love, you guys. Battery's looking low. You guys are amazing. Keep being amazing. Don't let nobody come for you guys, because you are amazing. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise, all right? Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'll catch you guys about next week, same time, all right? Wednesday around 12 o'clock. All right, you guys. Much love. Holla at your boiler. It's your boy Truth. Truth be told, I'm going to catch you guys next week, all right? Much love, you guys.